car and bust on the police instead of your brother. I've never heard of it. You say you a gangster? Gangster? Gangster?
Black power my ass, y'all just playing the ass posing, frontin', no bustin', no dirty cock gun button. At least more's right, rich, trying to do something. Pen as my weapon, fences up and turbans, no bluffing. Don't get it twisted, sort of more get handcuffing. Judges dismiss cases, prosecutors cussing, telling my guys recuse themselves or get sued. Civil rights leaders were conscious blacks marching on news, stopping traffic of people that didn't kill their sons and daughters. In Canaanland we call you writing out of order. Nationality has me awake like a sleep disorder. While most wear blinders, my peripherals broader. For the record, I sweat nervous court recorders. In Admiralty, maritime shores, Moors walk on water. Ancients return with no cures, no sight blurred. While they stay killing their minds and saying they learn.
Why you don't pull up on the passenger side of the police car and bust on the police instead of your brother? I've never heard of it. You say you a gangster? Gangster?
Your forefathers had names before they became slaves. Seems like today it's only their names and fame. You should be learning so pain can stop from these vermin. German Nazi Inquisitionists enslaving with sermons. Declared independence, still giving Moors reverence. Talking treaties with Muslims at Oval Office entrance. Into the entrance masses, keep them docile and passive. Killing them, corralling blacks, acting like hostile fascists. Take oaths to break them, unless it's from the Lord. They give prophets, we take them and neglect ancestors. Playing Mr. Tuffy, smoking a Dutch from the same master. Bullies stealing your money for lunch. Wanna drink from their bowl cause they spike their punch. With Clorox, I'm not guessing, but I have a hunch. I can say I stand up to mercenary punks while you face proposing with blocks cocked and shotguns pumped.
Why you don't pull up on the passenger side of the police car and bust on the police instead of your brother? I've never heard of it. You say you a gangster? 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 Gangster?
If you got guns and use them on targets moving. Try KKK badge carriers in your hood cruising. I'm not promoting violence, it's a point I'm proving. Moore's methods do work, but coons disapproving. Khalid calling you out, but you're attacking the sheep. And wanna show me how good you are with your hands and feet. Never challenge a cop when they arresting your brother, but we'll wear hoods and hold skittles, one after another. Acting with lethal weapons, Mel Gibsons and gloves. Shot in the back and watching you suffer. Black standing on corners in seconds, life smothered. She forgave him for her son's death, but listen to mother. Listen to common exercise in his 5 senses. To end racism, stop looking through racial lenses. Look at constitutional, not civil defenses. Stop marching, the only thing that pickets is fences.
Why you don't pull up on the passenger side of the police car and bust on the police instead of your brother? I've never heard of it. You say you a gangster? Gangster? Gangster?
All the gangsters out there. All the Moorish gangsters that can't handle the truth and they always wanted to bait BS for no reason. Islam, to all the Moors, peace and love. Peace and love. First principle is love. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. Your mom bust your ass, but it was because she loved you. You're not complaining about your ass busting from your mom, but she hates you and stuff like that. So Islam to all the Moors, peace and love. Oh yeah, Islam to Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet! Yes! Islam to the Moors in Mecca, where Elijah Muhammad got taught, and Fard Muhammad got taught in Mecca. These are the stories you're going to hear, you know. Remember, Mecca, Chicago, so don't get it twisted. We're not talking about some Saudi Arabia, pale Arab BS. We're Moors. This is a Mexum, Northwest of Mexum. Islam to the Moors in Mecca because Pittsburgh was pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. You know what I mean? Islam to all the Moors that supported online, supported in spirit, and were in proper person at the convention presented by the Amazigh Bay Show. Very, very good. You know what I mean? We know that it was something positive. That's all that matters. It was something positive. Some positive energy out there from all these different aspects. All right. So Islam to the Moors in Mecca, because the Moors in Mecca are a return of the Moors that made Canaanland. And you know, we've done many Skypes with our master teachers, you know, everything's on YouTube, so you already know who we know. And trust me, from the jump, the Moors in Mecca were the Moors that we used as an example, because they were exercising what a Moorish nation should look like. If you go somewhere and you hear there's Moors there, and they say, come to the Moorish Science Temple, when you go there, certain things should be going on. Not even anything for you to question, just certain things automatically supposed to be going on, because, you know, if it's looked at from the right perspective, the individual who's visiting, they're going to a regency or a consulate or a university, right? So they'll be treated a certain way or whatever, given certain information, right? So all the sovereign citizen, Moors are sovereign citizen BS. People like to, you know what I mean, put Moors into that jurisdiction. Even though a European came out and told people, well, if Moors are nationals, because that's all they say, that they're nationals, then how can they be a sovereign citizen if a national is not a citizen? And nobody said anything. No Titans TV guys came talking, say nothing about the European said that. Not debating that. No wrong way people. No Temple 13 people. Nobody debating. So these Moors decided to get a rental to come to Pittsburgh. And they came about 6 hours late. Now in between that 6 hours, there was some activity that happened that brought me back to being in Mecca for the first time, because Arneil Bay Jr. on Facebook, you know who he is or whatever, right? He was the only Moor on MySpace that didn't try to sell me birthrights. Only one. And he's like, yeah, convention's going on. Why don't you come check out the temple? So know that that individual by the name of Arneil Bay, he's directly responsible for me knowing anything about this and being where I am right now. Because there's even deeper stuff with him and his family directly related to me, right? Through other individuals in his family who he knows. That there's a code that, you know what I mean, we're not going to say the name. But know that he knows that where Kudro's coming from, other people on his side of the family are right where I'm at. We see eye to eye. These Moors brought me back to a time when, as Negro, black, colored, African, UNIA, Garveyite, Rastafarian, BS, Nuwapian, you name it, we were it. Nation of Islam, you name it, we were it. Our group of people in 2005, 2006 were people from every single thing. The same with the unity stuff people want to talk about. Okay, we had that here, where we had people from every single different group, and we used to do lectures and all that type of stuff, bring people here. Cultural educators of Toronto. Right? Everybody knows who I am out here. Now, the individuals, you know, have nothing to do with you know, who was involved is irrelevant. The spirit of what happened is really what took me back. Because, you know, when sports people would understand, that feeling you got when you dunk for the first time, and then after you dunk for the first time, you realize that I could do this all the time. Okay, so that feeling of knowing that there's a challenge, taking yourself to a certain place relative to that challenge, that you overcome it. And then that catapults you into wherever else that you're going to go. When those Moors came back, that was the energy that they were on. That they know that this is nationality and birthrights. They know that going to RV Bay Publications, listening to MHHS, Eyes Wide Open, listening to Taj Tariq Bay, listening to Kudro L, listening to Grand Sheikh Nature El Bay, listening to Alim El Bay, listening to Sister Rosmariah, listening to Annie El, listening to Asir the Duke of Tears, listening to Denham L, listening to C. Freeman L, listening to Hakeem Bey, listening to Jose Pimenta Bey, that everything that they said is really real. Why? Because they experienced it. And then they brought the energy with them from the experience to the convention. And anybody who was there or anybody who was online would tell you that they felt the energy through the stuff. Anybody who was on it, they'll tell you, from the nigger that watched it, that just heard something and said, what's this? What are these guys talking about over here? Let me just go look at this. To somebody who's seasoned in Moor science. So these Moors brought me back to a place and rekindled in my mind the fact that there's dirty Moors out here. And dirty Moors destroyed those Moors that we came up under. So we're the successors of the Moors who brought us in. We're the successors of them. And they didn't play naturalize anybody. They didn't play ink, MSTA ink and all that stuff. They didn't play reincarnated prophets, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20. All we looked at was Noble Drew Ali and honoring the individuals who took what Noble Drew Ali brought and gave it to the people. Anybody else, they can FOH. Because they're doing a disservice